Welcome to the final module of EDU 250. In the next couple of weeks, you will be learning about the process for the EdTPAI and also the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. This PowerPoint focuses on the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards.
After this short presentation and your reading assignment for this week, everyone should be more familiar with the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. You should have an understanding of how and why the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards were developed, how they inform teacher preparation in the state of North Carolina, and how they inform both the professional development and evaluation of North Carolina educators. Let's start by taking a look at the 6 teaching standards. Standard 1 is teachers demonstrate leadership. This standard is all about how teachers are leaders both inside and outside of the classroom, in their schools, and in their communities. It also addresses the Code of Professional Practice and the Code of Ethics for North Carolina educators. Standard 2, teachers establish a respectful environment for a diverse population of students, is all about the establishment of a respectful and supportive learning environment for students of diverse backgrounds and as including students with and without disabilities. It also looks at how teachers collaborate with both families and community members to support the learning of their students. Standard 3 is all about content. Teachers know the content they teach. Standard 4, teachers facilitate learning for their students. Standard 4 addresses how teachers differentiate instruction to ensure that the needs of each student is met, how they use assessment data to inform their instruction, how they facilitate critical thinking skills among their students, and how they collect a wide variety of assessment data to ensure that their students are making progress. Standard 5 is all about reflection. Teachers reflect on their practice. Teachers reflect on student assessment data and how they can improve student learning. Teachers reflect on their own teaching practices and how using new practices may affect student learning, and keeping abreast of current educational research. Standard 6, teachers contribute to the academic success of students. This standard is determined by student growth and is established by state standards of growth models. The North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards were designed, and each standard promotes effective leadership, high quality teaching, student learning, and professional practice. So, what is the big deal about these standards? Why are they important to you as future educators? I'll give you just a minute to think about that. Each of you are enrolled in this class because you have goals to become a licensed teacher. And the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards are the basis for teacher preparation programs that lead to licensure in the state of North Carolina. Therefore, your college courses will be built around these standards to ensure that you understand and display the characteristics laid out in the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. Once you are a licensed educator and employed by a public school, your evaluations will be based on the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. So the school administrator or principal will be conducting evaluations of your teaching practices that are also aligned with the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. They also support professional development and ongoing professional development for all educators across the state of North Carolina. So let's take a look at how these standards were developed and why they were developed. Back in 2007, the North Carolina State Board of Education adopted this mission statement. Every public school student will graduate from high school globally competitive for work and post-secondary education and prepared for life in the 21st century. It was at this point that they really wanted to address the unique needs of students that are growing up in the 21st century and to ensure that they were prepared for what life had in store for them in the 21st century, including communication, collaboration skills, understanding a global economy, and being able to utilize technology effectively in their daily lives. So the State Board of Education appointed a commission called the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards Commission that was comprised of educators from across the state of North Carolina, so classroom teachers and school administrators, to come up with standards that addressed effective teaching and learning and also addressed the needs of 21st century learning. After that commission developed those North Carolina professional teaching standards that we looked at earlier, they were adopted by the North Carolina State Board of Education in 2011. They align with the vision and the mission of the North Carolina State Board of Education, and they include skills and knowledge necessary for teaching and learning in the 21st century.
Now that you've heard an overview of the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards, read the resource attached in this module called North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. As you read, think about your experiences with educators through your own education or the education of your children. Identify ways they displayed these characteristics. How about your current work with children? What characteristics of an effective educator do you feel will be a strength of yours? What about opportunities for growth? Your next step is to write a 1 to 2 page paper about the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. You will be summarizing the standards and reflecting on how you have seen teachers display these and which areas you see as strengths for yourself and what areas you see as opportunities for professional growth.